Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Pinball FX2. So, last time we played Excalibur, and our minds were just blown, at least my mind was blown, how different this game table is. Downright to the point where I loved it so much more than any of the other tables, that it felt like maybe they had just copied a real-world table or something like that, or maybe this was the newest DLC table possible, but that didn't seem to pan out either, because we played what are seemingly newer demos of tables we haven't purchased, and they're not like that either. So I did some research. I looked at the real-world Black Knight table, and I looked at the real-world pinball table called Excalibur, and this table's not anything really like either one of those. And then I looked this up, and it turns out that Excalibur is actually one of the original 4 tables for Zen Pinball, which is the predecessor, the PlayStation version of Pinball FX, which then got replaced by Pinball FX2. So they made Excalibur at the very beginning, and then they moved away from it. Excalibur is made before Mars is, and before Paranormal is. They just chose to go in a different direction. I guess that has nothing really too much to say about this right now, because we're playing Fear itself now. Last Marvel we did was Avengers, which is alright. Fear itself is, I think, another, is it a Thor related thing, or is it an Avengers related thing? I think it's an Avengers related comic book series. I don't think there's a movie like it. Let's hop into it. Achievements. Collect all the targets during the Blitzkrieg USA on Fear itself. And score triple jackpot with the multi-ball. And we're seeing an image here of like Mjolnir and other hammers being left on the ground and damaged. So let's hop into it. Is Fear itself set in the future, or is it set on a different planet? I don't know. I'm not very familiar. I don't really know anything. Alright, we have a broken Captain America shield right there. We have a lot of runic circles getting pointed in different ways. Pop-up bumpers. Looks like a character riding a snake. A lot of Asgardians, it looks like. A diverter with Mjolnir. Up there, a green robot. Magna saves. Is this a story where a bunch of Asgardians decide to attack Earth and take it over? We're getting a weird music here. There's people in the background painting there, apparently fleeing or fighting. Yeah, I have no idea. So,
Starkey awakens. I fear the final prophecy is at hand.
So, let's get our favorite view, number 4. Now there's this under the gutter loop here that I don't think drains out the ball. This is crazy.
As their fear strengthens, so too does my power. Punish and terrify every single living thing you can.
That's not a nice guy.
Keep fighting, Captain! Rise, my boy!
So,
Magna save activated!
we have another table that's just insane. I can't get the camera up on the flippers as much as I would like. And little changes to the table seem to change where the camera ends up. Or perhaps just
Please stay calm.
so there's a new spinner target there that splits the path. And that sync target. And it's like a magnet loop.
Bucky, no!
So it's designed,
Man down!
it will speed up your magnet shot. Apparently Bucky dies again.
The serpent's only strategy is slaughter, and slaughter he shall, again and again. I know.
What am I doing? The ball's moving. Was I selecting a mission there?
We must not fail. Focus!
Like, I'm having a difficult time seeing things. There's a lot of things flashing everywhere. There's, again, just their default mentality of way too many ramps. It's a little weird because when this game first came out, it got a pretty good critical review, but I think that's because people reviewed it as its own standalone thing, and you didn't have Pinball Arcade at the time making real pinball table versions. Because if this was the best pinball we've gotten in a very long time, I would say it's probably pretty good, just because it's nothing better to compare it to. But because I'm comparing this in the now, in 2016, and should you purchase this table or should you purchase this game at all, I guess you get the game for free, technically, so I think that's how it works at least, so you can install Pinball FX and play the demos. See, just look how, like, weird that
Make haste!
out
You broke my
the
shield!
underlaying
I
is.
am good! I can do anything!
We don't know any of these characters,
Now, let's
so
get
you'd
out
have to
there
be
and
a
save the
real
world.
Marvel fan to
We need
be
better
able to
weapons.
name these characters. Like, I have no clue.
The lock is lit.
So am I supposed to go for center lanes or blinking lanes or what? There really aren't that many things blinking even. It's very interesting music that's playing, but it's also hugely distracting.
Fear is spreading all over the world.
Magnificent snap.
I've gotten quite a few,
What indict shall I be made to suffer next?
quite a few rewards there.
Game over.
And see, that character that just said game over, if I am recalling correctly, he's a big time, like, character that can just watch over the entire universe and usually doesn't interfere, but I get the feeling in this instance of fear itself that he did. Let's look at the table guide. Let's look at the description. A time of uncertainty and fear grips the world. The Asgardian god known as the Serpent and his hammer-wielding minions are about to devastate Earth. Scotty, the herald of the service, begins a blitzkrieg of America, while the Seven Worthy, the vanguard of the Serpent, spread chaos and fear across the globe. Avengers assemble. Alright. And I didn't see anybody but Thor there. Alright. The aim of the main game mode is to beat the vanguard of the Serpent, hit both targets in front of the reverse, what is this, reverse scoop ramp? Is that what, okay, whatever that is. Then shoot the reverse scoop ramp hard enough to jump over the hammer diverter. That seems really difficult. If the shot was made, the ball could be magnetized with the flippers over the portraits of the worthy, and the serpent will summon the selected one. Each of the worthy has a special task to complete. Just follow the instructions on the dot matrix display. So we did do that. Mounting tensions, they're spinning posts on the left play field to block the way to the circle lane. But they can be rotated with an well-aimed shot with the upper right flipper. That every time the ball goes into the circle lane, it makes half a circle and spells out the letter adrenaline. One letter of adrenaline. Look at that. That is a 9-letter word you have to spell. Ridiculously long. After each half circle, the ball guide in the left loop will sync for a limited time, and the subsequent right loop shots will go into the circle. When the ball makes a full circle, it spells out more letters. When all the letters are lit, chaos multi-ball starts. That is ridiculously long word. In this mode, you hit all of these things. Let's speed this up again. You lock the Odin's War multi-ball by shooting these things. Cap's Vigor by hitting these things. Avengers multi-ball by hitting all of these things. Dark Asgard goes by hitting these things. Elven Forges by hitting those things. Drop Hammer, hurry up by spinning it halfway and hitting that, I think. Thunder God, hurry up by hitting those. Spin off hurry ups, lots of hurry ups. Draft multi-ball by hitting that. Magna Save by spelling, by hitting the drop targets. Or regular targets. Multipliers by spelling things out up there at the top. And extra balls by hitting that. So I guess the missions are the worthy.
Awakens. I fear the final prophecy is at hand.
Which is the skill shot? I didn't hear anything that said skill shot.
Skill shot.
I guess that's the skill shot.
As their fear strengthens, so too does my power. Punish and terrify every single living thing you can.
Bucky, no! Man down! Man down!
So instead of being
The serpent's only strategy is slaughter, and slaughter he shall, again and again.
Fear is spreading all over the world.
so
Everybody, please stay calm.
so it is a ramp that goes in circles, and you have to hit that really hard, apparently,
We need counter weapons.
and that's where you start your missions. So on the scale of Zen games, Zen tables, it's actually not very difficult to start a mission here, but in reality, compared to other pinball tables, it's still very difficult. You hit 2 drop-down targets, then go through this ramp that curves the ball upward as hard as possible. And that was another failed attempt there.
He broke my shield.
I am God! I can do anything!
Skill shot. Let's get out there and save the world.
So my fear here is that we're never gonna actually get anywhere with any of this. Just to start with.
Fear is spreading all over.
It's very bright and very colorful. A lot of 3D models of characters, as we've seen on other tables. How do we compare this to Excalibur? Well, to begin with, unlike Excalibur, you have the central and lower playfield is pretty empty again. Just a big empty section designed to make you try to make longer shots that are to the upper playfield, which just makes the ramps even more difficult to try and shoot, because there's always this risk of the ball falling backwards.
What indignity shall I be made to suffer next? Well done!
Game over.
I kind of have to wonder if maybe the person, the team that made Excalibur,
I fear the final prophecy.
left the project one way or the other. It just doesn't seem like the same hands.
As their fear strengthens, so too does my power. Punish and terrify every single living thing you can.
This might be the one table where slightly more details and explanation of what's going on and all that would be somewhat helpful. And so, well, this seems like it's Avengers. It seems like it's only Thor and Captain America. I don't see the Hulk playing any part here. I don't see Black Widow. I don't see Hawkeye. I don't see Iron Man. I don't.
Well, that's my department.
Are there any other Avengers I'm missing? That's kind of the problem with the movies too, of the Avengers, is there's too many members of the Avengers to give them all good amounts of time. So one of the movies, Thor doesn't play a huge role. One of the movies, the Hulk barely plays a role. They introduce some new characters that show up just so I can die.
Keep fighting, Captain. Captain, this is no time to stand
For
down.
the movie series, they may actually just need to accelerate killing off characters.
Bucky,
Like,
no! Man
they
down,
know
man down!
the actor for Iron Man doesn't really want to do it anymore, so it wouldn't be a terrible idea to kill him
The
off.
serpent's only strategy is slaughter. And slaughter
They know they can't really
again and again.
do much with the Hulk, so
Stephen,
they can
we
probably
shall
kill him
stand
off.
for Earth.
Hawkeye and Black Widow haven't gotten their fair shakes. Thor has done enough that he could probably be killed off, or not actually killed off, but just sent away. Like, at least for a while there. Here, we'll take this
now
guy.
summon the worthy. Go forth. Bring my terror to
And
this
now I have
place.
like a double multi-ball, quick multi-ball. And I just lost the ball.
Is mine.
So did I accomplish that mission? No. I don't even know what it was. The instructions just say follow whatever it says on the dot matrix screen. Which I guess means you can't turn off the dot matrix screen
You
completely.
broke my shield. I am
That'd probably be a
God.
bad idea
I
anyways,
can do
in
anything.
every table.
Now, let's get out there and save the world.
This one gimmick on the bottom is at least something new.
Weapon, that's my department.
But everything else on this table is just the standard Zen thing. And I want to talk about
My kingdom of
what's...
fear, I command you. Awaken,
Wow.
serpent. Now, answer to the might of Mjolnir!
I'm like playing Pawn now.
10 million.
Our fight is not today.
That makes no sense. Like, again, they just take it away from pinball. I'm here to do one thing, play pinball. It's ridiculous when it takes me into these 3D things. Although I guess that would have just been a dot matrix game, and if there's aren't, well, we don't see any more of those, that's alright. We've seen certain tables though that had several of those. And see, when you combine what we've seen on other tables, where they have multiple sections where you don't play pinball at all, with also Excalibur feeling very much like a real pinball table, and none of the other ones feeling like that. They feel like somebody who doesn't understand pinball is making a pinball table.
As their fear strengthens, so too does my power.
It seems like they just don't
Punish
want to
and
do
terrify every single
to
living
make
thing
what I
you
would want,
can.
which is alright. I guess that just means I'm not the customer they're looking for. But I'm not sure there is a customer that they're trying to satisfy besides themselves. Because here's an example of a table, like most of the tables, that have way too much in it. And that doesn't, and don't explain much of anything that's happening. So that's not for new players, definitely. It's not for expert pinball players, because they won't like the tables either. So it's kind of for nobody. Anyways, I was gonna say there's this new pinball table that just got kickstarted, and it's not Pinball Arcade. It's not Pinball FX. It's just its own separate thing using the Unreal Engine. And it's a pirate themed. We will try this guy. I may have already summoned this one, but whatever.
Go forth and bring my terror to this place.
Wonder if I'm supposed to hit the launch button during that random reward section to choose a reward. So it's this pirate thing that's on Kickstarter, made by two people who have been doing it for 2 years, and it looks just amazing. It looks so much like a real pinball table, from the little I've seen of it. It maybe doesn't play that well, but I don't know, it looks smooth. It's just in the beta phase right now, so you can't play it. They want you to donate to the Kickstarter for $10 to have this table. If they get past a certain, like, tons of money, they'll add some more either new tables or new elements to the table. So they've got some other ideas, but mostly they just, I think they already have a finished product and they just want to put the leaderboards and, like, online stuff on it, and maybe distribution, publishing. And so that then opens this doors. Like, why make your own engine when the Unreal Engine seems to be able to perfectly fine make a pinball table? Although, in the video game industry, everybody is making their own engines. They love to do it because then they don't have to license Unreal or Unity or something else, and then pay some percentage of some amount per sale. Of course, they've also changed their licensing agreements quite a lot. They used to be pretty bad. Now Now you can make a small indie game and get a pretty good deal.
Kingdom of fear, I command you, awaken!
Serpent, now answer to the might of Mjolnir.
Know this, nephew. I am the first and rightful king of Asgard.
I thought that was going to bounce the other way.
Begone!
The lock is lit. We must return to Asgard. All locked.
So instead of Odin and let's see, which one was the launch button? There it is.
Skill shot. Fill them with doubt.
I don't know how you get the super skill shot on this table. It seems kind of random. You just have to get lucky, it feels like.
Fear is spreading all over the world.
I don't think ruling by fear is actually a good, like,
Summon the worthy.
a good way to rule, because people are eventually just gonna get immune to it
Not fail.
and go insane. You get a lot of terrorism acts ruling by fear. Or a lot of people fleeing for their lives. It's not going to produce a productive society. See, I don't know if there's something I'm supposed to hit there. The ball felt like it was doing some weird things right there.
Broke my shield.
I am God! I can do anything!
Skill shot now. Let's get out there and save the world.
Fear is spreading all over the world.
I guess if you hit the center ramp a lot, you'll eventually get multi-ball. Now there's no reference to the Rainbow Bridge or anything here. Let's try this one.
I now summon the worthy.
It's the same phrase every single time.
Our time is at hand. Go forth in war and slaughter.
See, it's just such a cliche bad guy we have here. At least in the Marvel movies, Loki kind of has some reasons to it. But
You, Watcher, have you come to witness the breaking of worlds?
yeah, that's the Watcher.
I am the true All-Father.
See, I had a bunch of stone balls there, and they were breaking. That's very weird. You couldn't do that in a real pinball table, although you could try to simulate it,
Same stack.
I suppose. But
The lock is lit.
the Watcher watches.
Put your back into it.
So one more central lane shot will get me
What indignity shall I be made to suffer next?
multi-ball
Well done.
if I had made that central lane
Game
shot.
over.
So 30 minutes in, this is a pretty decent
He
table.
awakens. I fear the final prophecy is at hand.
Maybe I'm just kind of getting immune to the same issues. And just having to learning to live with it as it is,
So too does my
instead of as I would want it to be.
punish and terrify
I think the hammer
every single
diverter
living thing
on this table is good. I think the ramp on the left is probably not. Well, we haven't seen anything actually work with that or do anything. It is an interesting idea because if you hit it really hard, you go one way, and if you hit it kind of softly, you go a different way, I think. That cross shot ramp is alright. The Captain America slingshot broken shield is not terrible. The under ramp is crazy, but not too bad. We don't have characters walking around distracting me.
Let's see what the boys has moved on.
Here, you'll need this.
So now I've got a different color ball. I think all these different color ball things are just ridiculous. Like, this is an element that I barely ever saw in real pinball tables. Like, I know the Twilight Zone had one special ball that you almost never played with, and that's it. I cannot think of another table.
Bucky, no! Man down! Man down!
That's differently. And I don't know of any table that has like 5 different colors of balls. I think part of the reason why this wouldn't work is in the real world is that it would just be difficult to see it. Now I'm back to the stone balls again.
Go forth and bring my terror to this place.
So I assume I'm supposed to hit these ramps.
Extra ball is lit.
I don't appreciate when it says extra ball, but it only means extra ball is lit. It should say light extra ball. That's how it usually does it on real pinballs. Because you want to be specific and not make a player think they're getting more than they
My
actually
shield!
are.
I am God! I can do anything!
Now,
That was
let's
way
get
too
out there
small.
and save the world.
Ironically, this table might actually benefit from being a license on something that's not that well known.
It's lit.
If this was just a Thor, like, I would call this Thor Ragnarok. That's the name of the table. If I was just gonna make something up. And there probably is a Thor Ragnarok miniseries in the comics.
This should not be man's war to wage.
See, that sucks. That's totally unacceptable. That's a prime example of just like why bad programming on the table.
Slotty awakens. I fear.
Anytime you launch the ball, you should have ball saver for at least 10-15 seconds. Yet I didn't.
As their fear strengthens, so too does my power. Punish and terrify every single living thing you can.
Alright, this one now, I guess.
Summon the worthy. Here, you'll need this.
See, those characters just pop up,
Time is at
but
hand.
then you don't hit the cardboard characters.
Slaughter.
You just... So one of those balls is not magnetic, and the magnetic ramp can't affect it. Interesting.
No! Man down! Man
That's irritating still.
We need counter-weapons. Only strategy is slaughter. And slaughter he shall. Again and again.
So we're seeing a pretty standard issue with just some of these angles being wrong. I'm saying standard, I mean common to Zen tables. Angles being wrong and being really easy to lose balls just for no reason. Let's see.
I now summon.
I think we've gone through each one of these and they're all the same practically.
Go forth. Bring my terror to this place.
So that ended immediately. And why did it end immediately? Because the ball got magnetized and dropped down. It seems really difficult to get the ball into the back bumpers because the launch doesn't put it there, and I'm not sure what ramp puts it there.
Fill them with doubt and panic and fear.
We've locked several balls, but no. There we go.
I now summon
No multi-ball yet.
worthy.
See, all those little cardboard characters
We
pop
must
up,
not.
and it feels
fail.
like maybe that's the final wizard mode, maybe. And we haven't done adrenaline multi-ball. No surprise there. We'll never get that. That's way too many letters to have to spell. And there's no good shot to land the ball in, like, in the outer loop, the lower playfield loop. Right now it wants me just at the spinner and nothing else, which is typical of this game. They only want to use one item at any
My
time.
shield.
It should be closer to 4 items.
I can do anything.
Oops, screwed that one up.
Now, let's get out there and save the world.
Seems like sometimes the launch on those just gets really more powerful. I don't know if that's me or if that's the game. It's probably me.
We need counter weapons.
Well, of the Marvel collection, this might be the best table so far. Because Avenger has that different ball gimmick.
Fear is spreading all over the world.
Yeah,
Weapons. That's my
this might be the best one. I can't think of another Marvel table that I'd prefer to play but more. Which doesn't really mean much.
What indignity shall I be made to suffer next?
I would say over the Doctor Strange table, here at least all the missions, for as short as they are,
Scotty awakens. I fear the final prophecy is at hand.
they are started through the same actions, where in Doctor Strange you had to do different actions to start different missions, and then there's a phase 1 and a phase 2 of each mission. And that has been, we've seen that in a lot of tables. It's like phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 of
We need
the
counter
same
weapons.
missions, which just means you're not going to see most of the table. Here I feel like I have seen a good chunk of what the table is going to do. So if I just wanted some mindless pinball where I could do relatively alright, not gonna do great. If I couldn't play Excalibur, which it may very well turn out that Excalibur is all you need if you want to get even that, then this would be one where I'd just say, well, I don't care what happens or any of that. I'll just play this and try to keep the ball in play.
Let's see what the boys moved on.
Here, you'll need this.
So Thunder God, hurry up. And it wants me to hit that ramp over there on the right. And do nothing else besides hit that ramp. There we go.
We should work together.
Never!
And now it has a couple other things I think I can hit, but mostly it still wants me to hit the ramp on the right. Now it wants me to hit in the center because time ran out for that mission. Almost had that, but almost lost it too. And that's how you get up to the bumpers. You have to go over there.
Can't say that your father never gave you anything for.
So that got me 1,000,000 points.
Weapon. That's my department.
I now summon the worthy.
Same audio over and over again, but it's not that repetitive.
Our time is at hand.
Music's still very weird.
War and slaughter.
So the Hulk is the pop-up bumpers in the back, and that's the only reference to the Hulk, and it doesn't even say or make any sound. It just shows a picture of the Hulk on the dot matrix display. So 75 more pop-up bumper hits is what it wants us to get.
Bucky,
That's a ridiculously
no! Man
high
down!
number.
Man down!
Ridiculously high.
The serpent's only strategy is weapons, and slaughter he shall. Again!
I don't understand why there's a diverter that pops up on the ball launcher.
I am disappointed.
Because when it launches a new ball, it just shoots all the way up and around. Interesting.
Weapon. That's my department.
I am coming for you, brother.
I think they do eventually fix Captain America's shield and
My kingdom of fear.
give him a stronger shield.
Awaken!
Serpent. Now, answer to the might of Mjolnir.
Know this.
See, and there's
I am the first and rightful king of Asgard.
like there's a pinball version of a game like this that could have been here, and instead
It is not today, Thor.
Instead, they chose to do this. Makes no sense. It's just laziness, I think. I don't think I can call it anything else but a laziness. A lack of understanding what pinball minigames in particular should be. And again, I guess I can make the same arguments that if you're going to have such an empty lower playfield, why not put an under the table playfield? There's already a couple gimmicks on this table, so like it's not like it needs one or two more, but if you're going to make all the ramps these sharp and this curvy, you've just got a lot of extra space. Compare that to Excalibur, where if you shoot up in the center lane, you hit a diverter in 2 different paths about at the middle playfield, and all of the back playfield is kind of just full of decorations. So Excalibur's a really short table, and it makes for a much better playing experience, I think. See, slowly having a ball elevate in the air would be a difficult... I don't think you could probably do that in a real pinball table, but you could certainly fling a ball up into the air, or magnetize a ball up into the air. It just wouldn't be slow. In all honesty, I should just find the one I like that does the multi-ball. And I guess that wasn't it.
Don't move. We must not fail.
And find the good stone ball from the sinkhole is the first thing it wants us to do. Hit only the lit targets. And so if I hit the side targets, it breaks the bone. Well, I have 5 chances to hit the lit targets and only lit targets. Apparently it doesn't count for them.
You, watcher! Have you come to witness the breaking of worlds?
So if I can just get the ball to hit the other one.
This world is mine!
So that was a really good payout for that mission. And if I understood it more, the first time I played it, I would have enjoyed that mission a little bit easier.
My shield!
Very precise targeting you have to do there. They paid a lot.
Now, let's get out there and save the world.
I just don't like the idea of breaking the ball, or effectively just counting the missed targets, the non-flashing targets that you're hitting. That's smack in the face the wrong attitude for pinball. I should get points for hitting a target, not be penalized. I should get more points if I hit the right target or the blinking target, but never penalized. That's what pinball has always been about. It's always reward, never punishment, except for when you lose the ball. And we can't really do anything about that, can we?
I fear the final prophecy is
because the game has to end. Well, although it doesn't have to. That is another thing that is lacking from Pinball FX in general, is a lack of an infinite mode, a practice mode where you can just keep on playing with an infinite number of pinballs. Yeah, there are several things actually. If I was gonna make a Pinball FX3, I would do. I'd have a practice mode. I'd have the ball. I'd have a test mode. I'd have custom table creating tools so people could make their own tables.
We must return to Asgard.
I would.
Ball locked.
have some kind of like tournament mode where each ball goes to a different table you own, I would still be doing tournaments because it's obvious they're not doing tournaments anymore. I'd have better leaderboards that you can cheat, or I'd fix the leaderboards when it's obvious people are cheating. And the weird thing right now is the fact that while VR is kind of hot right now, I would try to make this work with VR. And I haven't seen any real information about that. In general, I'd make a lot more tables too. I would want to see a new table every couple months at very minimum. I wouldn't bother trying to license things. I think they are wasting their time getting the licenses and then making bad tables. They just need to make good tables. I'd integrate streaming, I'd integrate all of that stuff that they do these days. I'd have a multiplayer, like hot seat through the internet, so you can play with your friends and you play one game, and maybe you can even have it at the same time, multiplayer, so you're just watching your friend play the game to the left of the screen, smaller.
I can do anything.
I suppose if you integrate streaming,
Let's get out there and
do
save
the
the
same
world.
thing.
We need counter weapons.
I'd have potentially a quest system like Hearthstone does, something that would make you want to come back and play every week. That's what the tournaments are supposed to be, but since the tournaments aren't happening, I would ban things like this.
Answer to the might of Mjolnir.
Like,
Know this.
maybe if it was a pinball, and maybe if it was
King of Asgard.
like something that bounced back, that made more sense. If that looked even slightly like it was realistic to do instead of just floating blocks, I might be nicer to that. So Iron Man is painted on the backboard, but he's played no role as far as I can see in the actual game. What am I trying to hit? This one outlane ramp. Yeah, the other way though, I have to go. Again, just general design issues here. Like, one target to hit. I can't even aim for that target unless I'm on the left flipper. I could try all day, but I can't make that shot. It's not designed to be made by the right flipper.
We need counter weapons.
If I can get up the center ramp, I'll get a couple million bonus. If I can get up the center ramp. There we go.
This celestial object does not belong to this world.
Now I need to hit the ramp. The reverse scoop ramp. As far as possible.
I now summon the worthy. Our time is at hand. Go forth in
So it
war
wants me to make full
and
circles
slaughter.
in that.
What indeed shall I be made to suffer next? Well done!
Game over.
Alright, so 55 minutes in. There's not a lot to really say about this table. It's probably the best Marvel table we've seen so far that I can recall. We got 21 million, that adds to our other high scores. It gets our super score up to 1552. We multiply that by the 40 tables we played, now we're at 6280. Let's go back and look at the achievements and see what those were. Collect all the targets in the Blitzkrieg. We probably didn't collect any. Score a triple jackpot during the Avengers multi-ball. We never started that. We never started a single multi-ball. So, was there any table? Maybe Fantastic Four was kind of okay. I didn't like Captain America. Doctor Strange was kind of okay. And I know the first 5 Marvel tables I didn't like. Let's look at the leaderboard. We got 21 million. We have 500 million, 600 million, 700 million, 900 million, 1 billion, 1 billion. 2 billion. Maybe I'm getting a little bit nicer here, but it seems like these all-time high scores, either they're all cheating or they might all be legitimate. Of course, this is certainly not legitimate. It needs to be reset. They just need to reset. I wonder if that was their argument or explanation to stop doing tournaments and stop really caring about the leaderboards, is that they just went, like, we've got cheaters, we've had to reset the leaderboards once already because they have that legacy, and there's just no winning with it. And if they had adopted maybe a seasonal idea, that would have worked better. So if they said 2016 leaderboard, 2015 leaderboard, 20 such. Excalibur was in 2010, so this has been about 6 years that they've been making tables, and they seem to be going off in their own direction that I'm not really enjoying. Our local high scores, the top high score was 5 million, and I got 21 million and above 5 times, so I could easily fill out that. Then we'll just look again, and no tournaments running, and it says the last tournaments to have run were Marvel Deadpool and Portal. Like, Portal was in Deadpool was in 2014. Marvel was, Portal was in 2015. Deadpool was in 2014. That seems ridiculous. And if there was going to be a 2016 one, this one happened on the 6th month, this one happened on the 7th month. I'm recording this in October, the 10th month of 2016. So, yeah, that's never coming back. So, like, achievements are kind of pointless, leaderboards are kind of pointless because there's cheaters, tournaments are pointless because there's no there. Cabinet support, you have to get a special code. Most of these tables aren't worth playing. Do? There's just a lot of problems here. And then you run into an almost complete list here of tables. So if they came out with 6 more tables, then you'd have to start scrolling down. Although, at 1080p resolution, there's plenty of space over here to do 2 more, and here to do 1 more if they wanted to fill that in. They could also certainly squeeze this down, get rid of some of these elements, or squeeze these 6 things to a sidebar over here and find more room if they were going to continue to make tables. But it's already slightly overwhelming, and it's definitely overwhelming in the fact that so many tables are bad. Next one we're gonna do is Darth Vader. So we didn't like Starfighter Assault that much. A lot of distractions, a lot of non-pinball minigames, but maybe Darth Vader will work. And then After Darth Vader, we do the Infinity Gauntlet, which, you know, that might be a good one too. The Infinity Gauntlet is a big storyline, and then we will do Paranormal, and then we'll go back to Hulk. Trying to wrap up here, but we still have quite a lot to do. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All of that helps out. If you want to support me further, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.